Alright, I thought I was going to wait till this weekend to talk about something Marvel with you guys, but nah, San Diego Comic-Con dropped some nuggets for us, so here we are. So San Diego Comic-Con was this past weekend. I didn't get to go, but I did hear some news drop around it. I usually pay attention to the Marvel news they try to drop in terms of the movies that are coming. Apparently they did show some new footage for Avengers Doomsday. That trailer did look pretty sweet, by the way. I'm pretty excited for that movie. I did already secure tickets. If you haven't yet, well, you may have missed your window. But yeah, I didn't actually see the new footage. I didn't see anything leaked online, but I have heard that was fun. But the big news stories I wanted to talk about with you guys are really the announcements for two new movies that are coming their way in the future for the MCU. The first one I will talk about with you guys is the announcement of Ghost Rider. That's right, we are finally getting a Ghost Rider movie in the MCU. Something I have been banging on the table for a long time. I've always thought Ghost Rider was badass. I mean, he's a big flaming skeleton on a motorcycle that battles demons. Who doesn't want to see that? The Ghost Rider movies we got with Nick Cage, they had potential in them. I think at least the first one did, but none of it ever came to fruition. It was really lacking. None of it was memorable. I mean, I don't think anyone really looks back on those Ghost Rider movies and really cares about them. But I think everyone knew the character, the hero of Ghost Rider, there's a lot of potential to do something special there. And now the MCU is finally making a movie for him. More importantly than that, Ryan Gosling has been confirmed as the leading man to play Johnny Blaze. He is our new Ghost Rider. And I absolutely love this choice. Ryan Gosling always felt for me like the perfect choice to play Ghost Rider. He has the look, he has the suave, he has the attitude, he has like the likable douchebag attitude that Johnny Blaze is, and I feel like he could be that badass Ghost Rider character that we need him to be. I don't know, I just remember being on the internet years ago when people were talking about Ghost Rider and saying like, oh, Ryan Gosling for Ghost Rider. In my head I was like, that's perfect. It's like when Benedict Cumberbatch was the desired choice by fans to play Doctor Strange. Some things just feel right. However, it was also announced that Shawn Levy will be the director for the new Ghost Rider movie, and that, I think, is understandably where some fans have more of a mixed response towards. Here's the thing, I think Shawn Levy is a solid director. He hasn't made a lot of really terrible movies, but he hasn't made a lot of admittedly amazing features. It's not like you look at Shawn Levy and you put him in the same breath as guys like Spielberg or Nolan or Tarantino or someone like that. He did make Deadpool and Wolverine, and I thought Deadpool and Wolverine was great. He also made Free Guy, a movie I really enjoyed, Real Steel, Night at the Museum. And that's really what you would ultimately describe him as a director. His movies are fun, funny, and fulfilling. But those aren't really the three adjectives you would use for Ghost Rider. I mean, Ghost Rider is dark, brutal, kind of scary even. And like I said, flaming skeleton on a bike and fights demons. He delves into some pretty dark shit. So I understand Shawn Levy being the choice for that when maybe someone like Sam Raimi was out there available. That does seem a little bit like an odd choice. But I think Marvel just sees Shawn Levy. It's like, Shawn Levy hasn't made a lot of terrible movies, and he did crush it with Deadpool and Wolverine. So in their mind, they're probably thinking, you know what? It's gonna be a safe bet to make a safe movie. And that's what I think they're going for right here. I think Ghost Rider will be a safe movie. Maybe we won't walk out of it like it's the best comic book movie of the 21st century or anything like that, but I do think a lot of people will walk out feeling like it was a justifiable adaptation. Like, my guess is this, Ryan Gosling will crush it, and I think the story will just be good enough to satisfy Ghost Rider fans. It may not be anything extravagant, but we'll see. A lot of this for me is riding on how Star Wars Starfighter turns out, because that's also directed by Shawn Levy and also starring Ryan Gosling. So if that movie is fantastic, my excitement for this one might get a little bit higher. And then the other big news that dropped is we finally got revealed that we are indeed getting a third Black Panther movie. Black Panther 3 is coming in 2028. Once again, it will be directed by Ryan Coogler, which I think is great to hear because after Ryan Coogler set the world on fire last year with Sinners, both in terms of how it did financially, but namely how it did critically, I think it either set or tied the record for most Oscar nominations by a movie. So you have to wonder if at that point maybe Ryan Coogler thought to himself, okay, I'm now a big boss director. I have joined the ranks of the giants. I do not need Marvel anymore. Thank you for everything, but I'm going my way now. God bless. But no, he's come back. He's gonna direct the third Black Panther movie, and what I've heard is I believe he wants to film the new Black Panther movie in IMAX. He wants to shoot with IMAX film cameras similar to how he did it with Sinners. I think that would be awesome. I'm sure we've gotten other Marvel movies that have been shot that way. Probably. But part of me just thinks that with Ryan Coogler doing it with like IMAX film cameras, which means we could get a movie in 70mm or something like that, I think that could be pretty awesome. Like, he's one of those directors that just you feel like has a feel for IMAX that not a lot of others do, which could make the new Black Panther movie an experience. Also, it's confirmed that Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, they'll be back as Shuri and M'Baku, so my guess is they're probably not going to die in Avengers Doomsday, but we'll see how they go about it, you know. Timeline in the MCU and shit, it's not always the most understandable. But the big bomb dropped was it was revealed who was going to be the new T'Challa, who was going to be the new Black Panther, who's going to be the new King of Wakanda. And it is none other than David Johnson, the star of movies like Alien Romulus and The Long Walk. I absolutely love this move. Because yeah, if you remember at the end of Wakanda Forever, we met T'Challa's son, who was also named T'Challa, so that made you think, oh, okay, when he grows up, he'll take over the name and the mantle. So yeah, to my understanding, he is playing that young boy all grown up now, so I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna work. I mean, it hasn't been that long since Wakanda Forever. My guess is it'll be some kind of time jump, but again, Letitia Wright and Winston Duke, they'll both be in the movie. I don't know if they're gonna age them. I don't really know how Marvel's exactly gonna go about this. I'm sure that may be explained with future movies, but that does have me thinking about that a little bit. But regardless, I think David Johnson is a great choice to play Black Panther. I mean, we've seen him now in 2 different movies, absolutely carry these movies on his shoulders. His performances have been fantastic. I've thought he was an incredible actor in everything I've seen him in. I can't wait to see him as Black Panther. I'm sure this is a role he's gonna do justice. And what's exciting to see is, like, you feel like as an actor, like, he's gotten his start being kind of in the critically acclaimed movies, or somewhat anyway, that, you know, in terms of giving a great all-star performance, he's now done that. And that's enough now for Hollywood to recognize, okay, he can be a great leading man, he can maybe carry a big franchise, he can be the leading man to a very established cinematic universe. Let's make him one now. Now he's getting his shot in what is probably the biggest franchise in Hollywood right now. He gets to be in the MCU, he gets to take over for Chadwick Boseman. I'm excited for that. I'm rooting for him. We haven't seen him in a role like this, but granted, we didn't see Chadwick Boseman in a role like this, and he killed it. So I have hope. I have faith. I'm excited to see what he does. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the new Marvel movies coming our way. Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3. Definitely interested to see how they both turn out. I'm rooting for them, but only time will tell. So that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3? Are you excited? Are you skeptical? You somewhere in the middle? And also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.